Derek Carr's going to the last year of his contract. Have there been any talks about extending that, and are you comfortable if you have to go into the season within the last year?
No specific things relative to extending that at this point, but that doesn't mean that's not going to change. We are aware of where we're at on that in that process. I think we're just trying to get everything kind of set now in the building. Our staff is obviously, this has been a big chunk of this first 3 or 4 weeks, is trying to put the right people in place here. I've met and spoken to Derek a number of times now, just trying to begin our relationship. I think it's really an important one. The head coach, the play caller, the quarterback, getting to know one another as people, kind of how we think, how we work. The football part of that will come later, which I think is also an important part of the puzzle. But really happy with the opportunity that I've had to get to know him. He's there, he's there in Nevada. He stays there in Nevada. So we're aware of where things are. And again, as I said when I was introduced, I'm really looking forward to working with him. He's won a lot of games. I feel good about what we can do with Derek as our quarterback.
That staff together, a lot of experience and success, but a lot of youth that kind of stands out. Was that important for you to put that staff together?
Kind of a mixture, as much as we could. I think part of putting together a staff is the continuity and chemistry that the group on either side of the ball will have with one another. And so I think personalities are important, experience is important, youthful ideas and things like that are important, and room for growth. I think we try to consider all of those things as we try to put it together, and then not least of which is the opportunity to get them. And so your familiarity with people is important as you try to put together a staff. But you're certainly not going to have working knowledge of everybody that you hire. And so the biggest word we continue to use is patience. We feel like that's a virtue in this process in terms of trying to put together the right group of people to work together. And I think we're well on our way to doing that. You need to be able to look at the whole year as an opportunity to improve your team. It's not just small windows in March or April. There's opportunities, in pro free agency. There's opportunities in the draft. There's opportunities after the draft with players that didn't get drafted. There's opportunities that are going to present themselves later on in the spring, the summer, all the way through the course of the season, the trade deadline. So, being patient and trying to develop your roster over time and taking a longer-term approach to it is something that we're going to try to do. We know we have areas where we got to address them at some point, whether that's a frontline player or depth. But we're no different than any other team at this point in time. We have players that we feel pretty good about and spots on our team that we have a little bit more depth. And then there's other areas certainly of need that we need to address.
So obviously, it's exciting for you to go back and coach your first game, albeit an exhibition at home. But more importantly, how much does it benefit you installing all that new stuff? An extra week of practice and an extra week.
I think there's a lot of benefits to this game for us. The number one thing is really to have an opportunity to be with our players and to get them in there and really try to take our time and go through the process of building our football team and our foundation this summer together. Have a couple extra days to do that. I know it doesn't sound like much, but to us, I think it's a great opportunity, especially as we're starting this year together. And to be able to go there back home, in Canton, Ohio. I've been in the NFL. This is my 22nd year, and I've never had the privilege of coaching in that game. So very lucky to have that opportunity to go back home and to put our football team in that position to try to learn and grow early in camp and to go out there and play the exhibition game there. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think our organization will too.